here at D&D Live. Look at us, we're all in the same room. This is amazing. For those of you who've never listened to our podcast, don't worry. We're going to be a one-shot. For those of you who have listened to our podcast, don't worry. It's going to work out. But let's introduce everybody and see where they're from. Let's start at the other end of the table. Who are you and where are you from and what are you playing?
Hello, everyone. My name is Joe Trier. I am the DM and producer for How We Roll podcast. And today I'll be playing Dennis Candle, like the Keep. He's a level 11 Redemption Paladin.
Ooh. Good people of Faerun. My name's Jack Editho. Today I'll be playing from Dungeon Trunks, Travancore, a half-elf Beastmaster Ranger.
Hello, I'm Lisa Lee. I will be playing Fleury Tenebros. She is a druid cleric of the shepherd variety. She is an Eladrin, and she's sassy.
Hi, I'm John Selleck from the Dungeon Drunks podcast. I'll be playing your half-orc barbarian slash fighter, Carlton Tanks.
Hi, I'm Jonathan, and I play Jonathan the Magimuscular, and as well as Bucks, the faithful owl familiar, and I play a evocation wizard. Human.
Excellent. Well, now that that's out of the way, let's start with Dennis and Fleury. The two of you were expecting hell to suck. I mean, it's hell. That's what happens when you go to Avernus. It's hot. They're demons. They're devils. But you did what you needed to do, and so despite the fact that you're on the run, it feels good. It's kind of nice. You've had to hide out a couple places and avoid some of the really nasty creatures that are after you, but you think you found a little nook of relative safety to be able to hole up for a little while, maybe get a few hours of sleep, try to figure out what you want to do next. Go ahead and describe, as you've had a moment to like sit and collect yourselves, what are you doing and what do you look like?
So, Dennis, when you first see him, he is huge. Easily 7 foot, body of a god in shining silver armor. He is the chosen of the god of knowledge. However, his face and head do not match his body. His head is tiny, he has a black comb over, tiny little glasses that really suit an accountant or maybe like a librarian. And he's sweating and he looks seriously uncomfortable. So he's sat down in this huge armor and is like, well, that was really, really awful. How are we going to get out of here? Have you got any water?
Oh, I can create some again. I don't have a flask or a bucket. You see Fleury Tenebros, and she is an Eladrin. She's got long, very pale white hair with like splashes and watercolor streaks of light azure in it. She's got violet eyes. She's got kind of gray and ombre blue silks that are kind of incongruous with the place that we're in. But she's got studded leathers on that have symbols of deities and oaks and berries and things in green kind of wrapped around them. And she's lithe and willowy for her build. And she's just taking it all in, kind of like a field trip. It's kind of, everything is amazing and everything is very, very interesting to her.
A lot of it's on fire.
A lot of it's on fire, which is very, very interesting to her. I'll make some good berries in here and hand you a couple good berries.
Oh, they're lovely. Thank you so much.
Well, I think the brimstone, though, I think I might be allergic to brimstone.
It definitely
It's
has
a bit pungent.
Yeah, not the nicest smell. It's
No.
definitely not like candle.
No, but it is
no.
amazing. Are you okay? Can you?
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. We just need to get out of here. I'm going to peek over the edge. What do I see?
So the place that you're at, you found this relatively safe place where there seems to be this wreckage of a couple of large, what look like giant vehicles. They're obviously smashed to bits. It looked almost like 5 or 6 of them all collided, and it's this twist of metal and gears and stuff that you don't even really understand. But it's built up this little shelter, and you've crawled into this nook, and so you kind of peek out. You've made a little space for yourself. You've had a chance to relax and take a little bit of a rest. And you peek out, and everything seems to be okay. And you both take a moment and kind of think about what has happened over the last day or two in this awful place. And I'm sure you take a moment to maybe pray a little bit.
Sure.
Kind of thank your God. there's this weird moment when you do that, and where both of you hear as you're peeking out behind you, and you look back. And why don't you describe, as you come to consciousness, what the three of you look like?
Well, Jonathan the Magimuscular is kind of lying on the ground. He is he's a largish, brown-skinned, bald man, and he's in a bunch of robes. And as he sits up with a start, he's like, Jonathan the Magimuscular.
Oh.
Bucks. And as you also see a small pygmy owl, like, sit up, almost mirroring his behavior, like, just also sitting up. It's like, okay, Bucks. Travancore, Carlton, where are you?
As Travancore hears Jonathan's voice, Travancore can be described as a 5'4" half-elf with a slight athletic build, has a kind of wild, dark brown hair. It's not black. It's dark brown.
Is it dark?
It is very dark.
Okay, all right.
I probably should just use the very. He is wearing a green tunic and has his quiver of arrows as always. He's growing a beard, and it's going okay so far, but there's a little bit of gray in there, and that's bothering Travancore a little bit. And Travancore looks over and looks around for his animal companion, Shadow, who is a black bear who believes he can summon fire. Oh, there's Shadow. Hey, Shadow. Jonathan, I'm over here, guy.
All right. Did you see Carlton? Jonathan the Magimuscular is a little worried. Also, mage armor. As he quickly casts mage armor on himself, realizing that his mage armor that he had on earlier was gone.
You just see in a pile of dust, face down in the dirt. Ow! And then before you, Carlton kind of pulls up his ironwood longsword. It's a longsword made of like jet black wood. You see lightning cackling through it. And he props himself up, and you see this like 7-foot-tall half-orc who's a little bit on the pudgier side, but he just uses that to kind of cushion all the muscles, is what he tells himself. And then he's also got his like really nice shield with a dire with piercing blue eyes painted on it.
And so just as you are having this moment of looking around, you hear this noise of these three random strangers just showing up behind you.
I go right for the animals. I just completely ignore the people. I'm like, oh, in A Speech of the Woods, I'm like, oh, hi. Hi, how are you? You're adorable.
No, wait, they might be demons. They're tricksy.
I think friends.
Oh! You hear if you're speaking to the owl, you hear, yes, we're quite friendly, but I don't know where we are. Who are you? Oh, you can talk to me.
Yeah, yes, hi.
What does
You're
Shadow
adorable.
say?
It's always nice to travel and see new people and meet new people, but I am afraid that we are in a place that is very, very, very bad.
Yes. I think so. I think so, but it's kind of amazing, right?
All you see around
Nice.
you when she says that is twisted metal, there's stuff on fire, it smells of death and decay, and you're pretty sure you hear screaming in the distance.
No.
Wait, where's Bernie?
Screaming.
I didn't see Bernie. Did
Anybody
Bernie?
see
Bernie?
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 You do not see your cleric.
Cocoa Snoot.
Can I do a perception or investigation to see if they made it over here with us?
Do a perception roll.
All right. So that's going to be, after modifiers, a 17.
You don't see her or her dog anywhere, but now that you're kind of clearing the cobwebs out of your mind as you've woken up in this strange place, you remember the last thing you saw, which was as you were all being sucked through this portal, an image of your cleric cradling this ball of light and having this like serene look on her face as for a moment it looked like Tiamat was reaching out to grab all of you, and then suddenly it shifted and then everything went black. And now you're here.
Okay, so our cleric went and killed Tiamat. That's
Yeah,
okay.
good. All right,
Good
well-
for her. Good for her.
Oh, that's great. Jonathan the Magimuscular does not yet know plane shifts, so I don't think I can get us home yet.
Wait, but we don't belong here. Can you banish us?
Jonathan the player thought of this.
Also, Jonathan, you know you could not get home that way, so you'd be stuck here.
Yes, I could banish someone else. So hold on.
Okay.
We will use that as an escape pod. Jonathan the Magimuscular doesn't actually know what an escape pod is, but it sounds like it would be appropriate to this situation. And he goes to Bucks. They're like, Bucks, listen, we got to get out of here, buddy. Why don't you fly up? Be careful. I don't know what's up there. and have a look around. And as Bucks flies up, Jonathan the Magimuscular, his eyes go white as he starts to see through Bucks.
All right, it's going to take Bucks a moment to kind of weave his way out of this wreckage and fly up. What are the rest of you? I mean, these strangers have just shown up in your safe place.
So seeing his companion jumping over, Dennis kind of pushes himself up, and at first you just see this sort of tiny little accountant head, then followed by the sort of the huge
Massive
body.
form.
I'm
skipped
guessing
head day.
you're not members of the Legions of Hell. Am I right in saying that?
No, we're the Heralds of Greenest.
Yeah. Oh, lovely to meet you, Dennis Candle, like the keep. We're here on a. Well, we're here anyway, and it's lovely to meet you. Yeah.
Do you want to get out of here?
We would love
That
that.
would be
All right, then we're on the same
lovely.
page.
Yeah.
Because
Perfect.
it's a little too warm for me down here.
We've been searching for an exit for a while. We haven't found anything as yet that may help, but if you look like a magic gentleman, if you could just plane shift us out of here, we can get on with our journey. That would be perfect.
Jonathan the Magimuscular has not yet attained the magic muscles needed to cast plane shift. Sorry. Also, I can't actually see you. Oh, wait, there you are. And Bucks looks down and sees this, oh my, and sees like you compared to Carlton, and you've got like a little bit on him. And it's like, oh, okay, wow. Bucks, why don't you introduce yourself to Dennis here? And you see a tiny owl land on your shoulder.
Oh, hello. You are a feisty little thing. I'm, and he tries to shake the owl's hand. I'm Dennis Candle.
As soon as you offer, his wing goes.
Oh my, you are a funny. You are incredible. And he gets really, you can see he's sort of exploding with excitement. This is just, well, it's not hell, I tell you that for sure.
Jonathan the Magimuscular knows that Bucks always gets the love. That's fine. He's adorable.
He then will fly back out, and I would love for him to roll that perception check for the looking around that you'd like.
And let's see, he's going to do this at advantage because he has keen sight, and that is going to be an 18.
Excellent. Bucks wings his way around, taking in the view of Avernus. And oh, it's bad. It's super bad. Everything is dead and decaying and dying, and it's red and black, and there's juts of this weird obsidian rock, and he's pretty sure in the distance he sees something that he really wishes he hadn't seen. However, what he does see, maybe about a 2 or 3 minute walk away from this pile of wreckage where you are, it looks like whatever was in this pile of wreckage, someone or someone's must have escaped, because there's some footprints leading away kind of down over a rise, and then in a little bit of a gully, he sees bodies, but he also sees a couple of creatures. He sees what looks like, and you are familiar with what a flame skull is, but he sees a flame skull. You've encountered these before, and these giant hornets, and they seem to be looking around over these bodies and picking stuff off of them.
Oh, well, that's.
Oh,
And you hear a lot of screaming in the distance. And Bucks, like, as you hear this screaming, there's this moment where Bucks looks back over the screaming and goes, oh, no, that's not, nope, never mind, we're gonna look over there. And he just, like, directs your vision
Bucks,
down.
where are you going? Oh, okay. All right, we're looking at this now. Got it. Okay. So Jonathan the Magimuscular starts relaying all that. You know, his eyes are like milky and a little iridescent, and he's like, yeah, Buck sees some horrible shit over that way, so he's facing this way very deliberately now, and he's telling Jonathan the Magimuscular that looks like there is a flame skull that suck, and these hornets that I don't think I've seen before, but they also look like they suck.
Has he seen the highway out of here?
He has not seen the highway out of hell.
Okay.
Well, that sounds horrible. Well, first things first, let's just take care of everyone here, and I'm going to cast Goodberry at 3rd level, which, with my Shepherd in Life, will give us 5-point Goodberries, and I'll pass them out.
Okay.
And then, I'm going to, silly me, and I'm going to rub a white strip of cloth on my pouch, and you'll see little kind of like snowflakes sort of like shimmer arcanely in my hair and disappear, and all of you now have aid for 8 hours.
Ooh, nice.
That should
mark
do
that
it, I
down.
think.
Jonathan the Magimuscular,
Can I give it to the
that.
bear too? I don't know.
Yeah.
Then everyone gets it.
Yay.
Just, do you take scritches? If you take scritches, I'm going to
Shadow is amenable to scritches, Travancore says.
Scritches.
As Bucks is flying on down to get his good berry, he does see one more thing as this crew is picking through what seems to be the remnants of, he's not quite sure, but like other humanoids. One of the giant hornets, it's using its legs to like pull creatures apart and like pick out, oh, here's a bit of armor, here's part of their sword. It grabs something, and I need you to make an Arcana check.
All right, coming
Like
up.
crabbing. Just gotta pick it out.
That's going to be pretty good. That's going to be a 25.
You've been researching plane shift, and you've had it on your mind in these last few moments. That's one of those amulets that'll let you do that.
What
Okay.
have you seen?
Cracks every bone in his body. He's like, let's go get it.
Let's go get it. Jonathan the
Well
Magic
done.
Muscular. Yeah, let's. So flame skulls, don't use fire on them. But use fire on the hornets, I guess. I don't know.
Wait, are we in a literally surrounded by fire?
Yes.
Yes.
Would it make sense that things that live in fire are good against fire?
As long as they're good and not great at fire, Jonathan the Magic Muscular has covered.
Okay. I can't do fire anyway, so
I can. My fire's pretty good, man.
tell Shadow the fire bear not to use fire.
All right, Shadow, and Travancore walks over to Shadow and pets him a little bit. Buddy, I know it's your thing, but it's very important that you not cast fire. I know. When we get home, you can light a whole tavern on fire.
Let's see
a
if
bad
we can-
tavern.
Let's see
Not a
if
good
we
one.
can sneak up on him and maybe get the drop on him. I'll see if I can. Jonathan the Magic Muscular will see if he can blast the hornets as an opening, and then maybe you take care of that flame skull. We really need to drop that flame skull.
Would you like to proceed in a stealthy fashion or no
that would.
time?
Jonathan the Magic Muscular agrees that would be great.
Travancore casts Pass Without Trace on himself.
Sorry, excuse me, sir. Before you go, I have a small ability, a spell, if you will. I have a hypnotizing pattern which works super good on a whole load of creatures, and we could just cast it. They will kind of be hypnotized. We go in, we grab it, we leave, maybe avoiding any kind of battle at all.
Jonathan the Magic Muscular thinks that is an excellent plan A.
Let's do it.
I'm here for this.
I don't like it, but I'll go along with it. Good.
Oh well.
Travan-
if you have a better idea, I don't
let's
mind.
see. Travancore, you're good with this. Carlton, live with it.
Yep.
All right, so the plan is a stealthy approach.
Stealthy approach.
Guess
and
what I'm
then-
going to ask for then?
Oh, stealth checks.
Oh,
And
dear.
it's plus 10, by the way, to your stealth
But
rolls.
I also need it from the various animal companions.
Got it.
Does our paladin friend have disadvantage on this check?
He does.
Oh no.
You won't get 5 HP for aid.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so
Plus 10, do we? Yeah.
so let's go along the line. Jonathan and Bucks.
Jonathan the Magic Muscular scores a mighty 22. Bucks, unfortunately, rolls a natural 1.
Oh
So he is
no! Why does he
looking
fail so miserably?
So he's looking at this good berry that he's got. He's like he's holding it in his beak just in case he needs to use it, and he's like hoot hoot hoot. I love good berries, but the actual sound he's making is hooting, and it's kind of loud. So he gets a
That's
14.
And Carlton?
With Pass Without Trace, that's a 28.
And Flurry?
With Pass Without a Trace, that's 30.
Ooh,
nice.
And Travancore and Shadow?
Travancore rolls a 30, gets a 36. Shadow gets a 20, so it's a good thing I cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay. And Dennis?
With disadvantage, I get a 19.
Excellent. You head on out. Travancore basically disappears. The rest of you are doing a pretty good job of being quiet, although you had introduced Bucks to Dennis, and so Bucks is loudly eating this good berry and hooting on his shoulder as his armor is doing a little bit of clanking. Not terribly.
Shh, be quiet. There's things over there.
And from across the way, so you leave your little cubby, you're cresting this hill, looking down. You can just now barely see what looks like 6 Aarakocra who've just been torn apart, and then these 2 hornets and this flame skull just like rifling through stuff. And as you get closer, the flame skull, you can start to hear him talking. He's like babbling on at these 2 hornets, and you hear him say, "Well, I know, but I guess that I guess that the flurry got to them first. No, search that one over there. Maybe he's got something really nice on him. It's kind of sad. I would have loved to barter with them, but they just got pulled apart. Oh my! Look, we've got friends. Hello! You can't see me waving because I don't have any arms, but hello! And it's very clear that the Flame Skull is looking in your direction at all of you.
Do you think he's seen us?
I think Jonathan the Magic Muscular believes we've been seen.
I think.
Do you want to carry on with this plan?
Let's at least try. Maybe we can lull him.
So Dennis stands up, and you notice that round his neck, which you'd not noticed before, is a glowing gem, and in it is the symbol of the god of knowledge. And Dennis stands up and goes, "Behold! Cower before me, demons!" And the gem glows, and this awesome light flows out over all of them. And I need them to make a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Oh,
I also
okay.
I don't think this works on undead, but I may be wrong.
Okay. Well, then nothing happens. Hold on, let
Because
me...
it's an illusion magic, so
Sure, let me double check this.
Remember the time we could have got through an
Disco
encounter
party
with-
for the living. Disco party for the living.
Okay, so the skull, which had... Hello, hey, how you doing, yo? And then the two hornets kind of look at you. They will... What was the DC?
15.
Okay, one of them succeeds, the other fails. What is the failure?
The failure, he just kind of looks stunned and he starts kind of wobbling back and forth, sort of half dazed, just not really sure what to do. Completely absorbed in the pattern that is now not coming out of the gem, but it seems to have,
Bee-butt dance.
confused him.
The skull looks up and says, "Why, that's very pretty, but highly unnecessary. Please, we're traders. We're looking for people to trade with. But these are no longer people I can trade with. We can just steal from them. Maybe you have something you'd like to trade. Oh, Dave, what's happened to you? Stop that. You're flying sideways."
If they interact with them, do any damage, then it ends the pattern.
Okay. Well,
He just yells at him. You hear him yelling at this giant. And you can see this hornet is the size of any of you. It is humanoid size, which is massive. It's got this big long stinger on it, and it's just kind of listing a little sideways in the air as it's been hypnotized by your pattern. And the other one is giving it this very annoyed, like, brrr, brrr, look.
Well, that maybe wasn't as effective. So, down. They've definitely seen us, and
I've definitely seen you.
they can definitely hear us.
I can definitely hear you, yes.
And I'm not sure if we should attack. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I
No,
mean,
you probably shouldn't have. You're very bad at this, you know.
I know some more spells. Hang on.
And he pulls out a little notebook and starts.
well, maybe Jonathan the Magic Muscular believes that maybe we should actually trade for that amulet. Maybe
What?
we get out of here with no
True.
problems.
What? Okay.
There was a time
okay,
we just had
dig
to
us
trade
up.
a secret, and
We
we
did-
almost died because I wouldn't tell a
Jonathan the
secret.
Magic Muscular very clearly remembers the time we could have gotten by a horrible hairy tentacle monster by just telling him something we maybe didn't want someone else to hear.
Yep.
I wonder what they trade.
Yes. What are you
Pretty
in the market
much
for?
anything. You're still like ducked over the
I
side
have
of
good
this hill.
berries.
Well, it depends on what you want. Do we have to do this all yelling over the hill, or would you like to come on over?
All
I think we've
right.
got.
Come on over. All right. Why did I just do that? Jonathan the Magic Muscular has clearly been affected by this thing. Ah! Okay.
I have a very strong personality. That's what they told me.
All right. Well,
All right.
okay.
Let's mosey on
we
over.
start coming out. We're like, you're very different from the other flame skulls Jonathan the Magic Muscular has encountered.
Well, thank you. I like to think I'm a little unique. My name is Barnabas. I'm here to work with those that I find, do a little bit of trading, maybe find some valuable things. It looks like this flock had a few fun things on them that we've scavenged before the chickens can come. But what were you interested in?
Sorry, chickens?
Oh, yes, the flock of chickens. You don't want to be here when they get here. They're ravenous.
One more time, because we may be talking at cross purposes. Well, I've always found chickens to be small and delicious.
That has been my experience as well.
That's pretty much across the board experience here.
Yeah.
Well, no, they are definitely small, and I do find them delicious, but they are also bloodthirsty, deadly, and come in large packs.
Oh.
Different chickens than in Faerun, I think. Different.
Well, there was this one chicken
Do you
that
like
chased me
these
up a tree
chickens?
when I was never. So anyway, we would love to bargain.
What if
Sure.
we bring you some of those dead chickens?
Well, I'm sure they're going to be here any minute now. I wasn't planning on
Oh.
being around when they came back for scraps.
I
Can't you
knew.
tell by all the bite marks?
Oh.
And you look down and you see these Aarakocra. They look like they've been just, like, piranhas have shown up and just tore them to pieces. It's kind of crazy.
Jonathan the Magimuscular apologizes for our previous assumptions. We had assumed that you were the ones who tore these guys up, but if it was chickens, that's terrifying.
Yes, no, we don't like to kill those because, you know, you kill someone and they can't get you more stuff to trade. And you can only take someone's soul once. But, you know, if you send them out back into the world to go get stuff, you can take their stuff many, many times.
Hold, please. Just to make sure that I heard you correctly. You said soul?
Well, yes, you are in hell.
Like the
Didn't
bottom
you
of our
notice?
feet?
No, like your internal stuff. The fun, squishy bits that make you you.
The stuff that Bernie can return to your broken body.
So you trade in souls.
I trade in souls, I trade in
thought you
all
said
sorts of stuff. I mean, souls are fun. If you happen to have any soul coins on you, I'd definitely be interested in whatever you'd like to trade in. But right now, I'm kind of looking for more of the magic item variety. I've got a very important person who likes it when I bring her trinkets.
Well,
Oh, trinkets we have.
trinkets we can, Jonathan the Magimuscular can provide. If you're talking about trade, there is an amulet that I saw on you that is very pretty.
Oh, yes, that one that does the plane shifting thing. I thought that was very interesting. Why didn't they just plane shift out of here before the chickens came? I don't understand.
Well, Jonathan the Magimuscular is extremely interested in that amulet before said chickens come. So Jonathan the Magimuscular is going to make an offer. And
Well, you know, I do understand why you'd like this amulet. I get the sense that you're stuck here.
why would Jonathan the Magimuscular and his friends give you that impression?
Because you're asking about an amulet that can get you out of here, and none of you are currently dead.
Carlton, he's figured me out.
Well, we
Smart,
want it so that we can also
smart,
come back. This will make a
smart,
great summer
clever.
vacation.
I don't know. I kind of like it during the winter months when it's a little cooler.
Oh.
Yes, it gets
Now,
kind of nice.
you say you send these souls out to bring you stuff and come back.
Well, I don't send them out. They know I trade for it.
And you said you were going to give this amulet to some mistress or to
Well,
somebody?
I was thinking about it, but she doesn't know I have it yet.
Well, what about a hat that can make it so that she can just go up to the surface herself and find any kinds of wondrous items that she would want without being identified as someone from the lower planes? She could blend in with the inferior mortals.
Maybe, but then you'd have to trade with her, because that's not something I'm really that interested in.
Right,
I'm
but then
more-
you can give her that.
Well, what else would you be willing to bargain for? I mean, I see 5 souls in front of me, and
Oh, mine's already been pledged.
and a bear and an owl. You know, almost
There's
6, I guess.
The
Yeah.
matter of my soul is a matter of a legal dispute pending.
Yeah, there's a couple of leads
litigation.
against at least our 3 souls, so
Wait, what?
The
Great
Barnabas
praise. Yes, legal dispute.
Barnabas
yes.
takes a very long look at you and goes, "Oh, that
Yeah.
pity, really.
Oh,
You
wait.
didn't even get a chance to be included, did you?"
A little before my time.
Well, good luck to you for that. So 4 souls and a bear and an owl.
Well, mine's already been pledged to
I-
XVR for babysitting my dog.
I pledged to scare it.
No,
Sorry.
pledges are one thing. Pledges can be broken.
I can't do you a soul, but I do have, and then with a flourish, he brings out a peanut. This is the eternal peanut.
No, not the peanut.
Dude, you should have told him about that.
Really?
Bucks looks around and starts hooting alarmingly. Like,
Sorry, I may have oversold this. You just open it, look,
This is
Oh!
and lots of peanuts come out. I've got like 5 pounds of peanuts a day, but they're super tasty. They're salted. You can request dry roasted, and I mean I've just used it now, but you can have these, and you can take the peanut, and in exchange
too much.
the that amulet thing, which you don't want anyway, because you obviously like it here, and we would.
And fun fact,
True.
things are probably pretty spicy here in hell. Got a lot of hot peppers, a lot of hot foods. Peanut and peanut oils, fresh peanuts, will actually help neutralize a lot of that spice.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
Yes,
for
you can
sure.
you can win every hot food eating contest.
Also, roasted peanuts are delicious. Is
Really?
that actually a magical item?
This is actually a magic item.
Is it really a magical item?
It's genuinely a magic item from from second edition.
Okay, so you're making a persuasion check, not a deception check, then? 'Cause
Oh
this
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's
It is a peanut that makes more peanuts.
Is it?
Jonathan the Magic Muscular is intrigued and a little horrified, but also like just astonished.
I would love for you to make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage because everybody else played along, even though I'm pretty sure at least several people at this table had no idea what you were
idea
talking
what it
about.
is.
No idea.
clue at all.
Just yes and.
The hot
Just yes
food
and.
peanut thing was real, and that wasn't a lie.
No, that's
Yeah.
super cool. As someone from Buffalo,
that's true.
I know how that works.
I learned
Peanuts.
something today, and I hope all you did too.
Peanuts, everybody.
I literally learned that on the car ride over here.
So at advantage, did you say?
Yeah.
Advantage because everybody was right behind you to help.
Okay, a 13.
13. Okay.
Oh, can I nudge over there? Can I just nudge over there and get him guidance?
Oh no, sorry, 16.
16.
Nudge
You
on back
already-
the other way.
Nudge on back the other way.
You already helped with all four
Damn.
of you being right behind him with
That's
like,
what I
no,
do.
not the peanut. He gives it a very long look and he says, well, really what I would like if it was roasted. So why don't you take a moment and get it roasted over there? And if you can do that for me, then maybe I'll accept this offer. What do you say?
Insight.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like, why does he want us to go over there?
Yeah. What do over
14.
there?
Okay, and
Less than that, I think. Yeah, 9.
he wants you to.
9.
So you're like, he wants you to go over there and roast this peanut. And over there, as he kind of indicates
Not
with an
a
eyebrow,
euphemism.
kind of down this gully that you are in where these Aarakocra have been slaughtered, you see out of the ground, just every once in a while, jets of flame. Just. And then it's nothing for a while, and then it kind of repeats. And so you think he just kind of wants you to go roast some peanuts. You're pretty sure you're going to get a little burned and he's going to find it funny, but you don't sense anything other than he thinks you're going to get a little burned and he's going to find it funny.
I think it's worth it.
It
Yeah.
is. But blue flame burns hotter than red flame. Why don't you just roast his peanuts?
Roasted peanuts? Okay.
Yeah.
No. I want hell roasted peanuts. Didn't you just say it's spicy down here? I want the spiciest, hottest peanuts.
Right, but blue flame burns hotter. So we'll roast one and give it a taste.
Yo, let's do a comparison.
Yes, we'll do a taste test. So
I
I'll grab
think he
one
does
of the
want that
peanuts.
brimstone
You'll grab another.
char, that little.
Exactly.
that-
You want that. You can only get that here
that
in a
grilling- that
furnace.
Yes.
Yes,
so we're gonna
that-
do.
It just hits you in the
sparkling-
back of the throat just at the right
sorry.
time before it falls out of your
I've got-
skull.
we
It's super
didn't actually get your
nice.
name.
My name is Barnabas.
Barnabas.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Barnabas, we're going to do a blind taste test. So I will take one of the little peanuts, and I will walk over to the
There you go,
hellfire,
of
and I'll roast
course.
it there while you
Oh, I
roast
love
one in your
this.
hands with the blue fire, and then you will not know which one is which, and you will taste them and find out which one is better.
As long as I can still watch you do the roasting.
Yeah,
I
think
like
we
this
can-
idea.
I think we can manage that. Carlton, why don't you go roast?
I will
and,
roast.
I was about to say, I could probably burn it, but roasting's beyond me. We have our food made for us at Candlekeep, and it tends to be gruel. I mean, this peanut.
Listen,
I'm
I've had
getting
my
to regret
eyebrows
offering
burned
the
off
peanut,
more than
actually.
once. I'll be okay.
Hi.
Hi, bud.
Hi, bud.
All right, so you're just cupping a peanut and
I'm gonna cup a couple, and I'm just going to, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna stand over here and do this. So, and I walk 30 feet away from everyone else, and be like, I'm just going over here. Jonathan the Magic Muscular will be just right over here. And as I walk away with this this peanut, I'm gonna hold it outside of my. I'm gonna put it on a square,
Okay.
like in front of me, like 5 feet in front of me.
You're gonna find the part of Avernus that's in 5-foot grids.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's a nice gridded part. It's like the gridiron. It's great.
We can't do theater of the mind for roasting peanuts. We need a grid out.
Yeah,
for
we
this.
need a
Yeah,
battle
you,
map.
know, you have to flank the peanuts.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, whew, okay, this is kind of a
Sneak
bad use
attack
of this,
with
but
peanuts.
that's okay. And Jonathan, the Magic Muscular, throws down a fireball at his feet, and it explodes in a giant blue flame, 4th level fireball.
Whoa.
Onto this bunch of peanuts, as the flames just roil around him in a blue, horrible light.
Best use of magic. Best.
All right,
Best. Most
Dennis,
best.
I would like the peanuts to roll a dexterity saving throw.
I haven't actually done a character sheet for them, if that.
That's okay. I have the modifier in my head right now. Do you just tell me what you roll?
That is a 2.
Okay. The peanuts fail. Would you go ahead and roll damage with the peanuts?
All right, peanuts are going to get 96 points of damage,
But no, fire damage.
fire damage.
Don't poison the peanuts.
Okay, so let's see. These, because Jonathan the Magic Muscular is an elemental adept, these change to 2s. So that's a lot of 2s, actually. This isn't actually a lot of damage. It's
Well, we don't want to overcook the peanuts.
14.
So it's actually probably good you rolled well.
Waiting.
19, 22, 34 points of fire damage.
Giant fireball. It's blue. It's pretty. Everybody goes, ooh. Even the hornets, the brrrr. Is the one that's hypnotized? Has
Let me see. I think it's like a minute. I think it depends if I've been concentrating. I've probably been a bit distracted, so he's probably fine now.
Okay,
One
so like
minute.
he's been sideways, and now he kind of goes sideways the other way as he's watching this blue flame. It's a brrrr. You get the sense that if Barnabas could clap, he'd give a little golf clap, and you peel away the burnt ones on the very outside, and on the inside they're nice and toasty and warm. And it's very nice.
And Jonathan the Magic Muscular cups the peanuts, brings them over, and says, Barnabas, I present these nuts.
Wait. We got to get the other ones. It's got to be a blind taste test. He has
Oh,
to
right,
blind
right.
taste test these nuts.
No,
John-
that's correct. I need to not know which are which, but I
Right.
do want to watch.
Yes, it is a blind taste test of these
Okay,
nuts.
so I'm going to hand them to Carl Travancore. Why don't you turn around, and I'm going to put these in one of your hands, these nuts into one of your hands.
All right.
I want you to cup them,
So don't put the nuts in my mouth, just in my hand.
just in your hands.
Okay.
And then so cup these nuts, please.
I'll cup these nuts.
Okay. And Jonathan the Magic Muscular delivers the nuts into a hand that only Travancore knows.
Wish I could say this is the first
Well,
time.
no, I have to take my nuts over to the Hellfire and toast my nuts.
Yes, you will then deliver them to Travancore.
Yes, okay.
Carlton, are you the only one going over to the Jets of Flame, or is anyone else helping in this endeavor?
I'll go help.
Yeah,
Okay.
Come on, new friend.
All right.
I'll go as well. Like, I'm kind of
I can
curious on
druid
how to
craft a
roast
little
nuts.
like extra spark and extra.
So,
I do need an audience when I roast my nuts.
so as they go over, Jonathan
Absolutely.
the Magic Muscular is going to go to Barnabas and say,
That's the thing.
So fire's pretty good, right?
Yes, I
Pretty
mean,
good.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I've got
could
the
do-
green going on
That's
here.
beautiful
but-
too. I've got,
Love all
I
this,
could do
love
like
it.
gouts
Thank you.
and stuff. Yeah.
It's been hard to find the correct moose for
Oh
it.
yeah, that's the.
I killed one that was down here. It was very weird.
Oh. Damn.
Meanwhile, the rest of you, anyone who's going over to the Jets of Flame, are you just going to walk into Jets of Flame? How would you like to roast your peanuts?
Let's see.
In Brimstone and
In
Hellfire.
Brimstone and Hellfire. So let's see what I got in my equipment here.
Can I druid craft like a little coconut shell?
Sure.
And, like, so it has a little roasting pan.
Sure, although you do get the sense these are giant, like, 8 to 10 feet wide, 30 feet gouts of flame. So while the coconut, you can pour a whole bunch of them into the shell of the coconut, you get the sense that this is a large enough gout of flame that you might burn the whole thing. This might be even
That's
more
okay.
intense than Jonathan's
So what I'll
That's
do,
okay.
fireball.
I mean, it would
you got a
just-
coconut shell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my jab. I'm gonna jab it into the one end, right? So now I have like a little cup that I can then put the peanuts in, and then kind of when the fire's up, I kind of just like tease the nuts in the fire, like right on the edge, just a little bit of teasing.
Teamwork, darling,
Right.
teamwork.
Yeah, because you
Lovely.
don't want to over roast your nuts. You kind of like with marshmallows. You don't want them on fire.
This is my life.
You want them
Handle
like
with
you want
care.
your nuts like a nice
This is
toasty
where it
golden
took a
brown.
I
turn.
actually quite like to set marshmallows on fire. I like the blackened bit. The crunch just.
Are you
so good.
chaotic?
No, lawful good.
Then you're doing it wrong, my friend.
You just try it. If I had a marshmallow here, I don't have an eternal marshmallow, but if I
Alright.
did, I'd show you.
I'm sorry,
It's a
marshmallows
paladin
don't
food
last
eating.
very long here in Avernus. You could probably
Sorry,
understand.
I'm so sorry.
We
You're
had
missing out.
Well, yes, but they just don't last very long. We had a giant being made out of these marshmallows. He had a little hat on. It was very jaunty. Lasted about 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the nuts in the little coconut like pan that I made, and I'm gonna like right as it goes up to that big gout, I'm gonna stand there with like an outstretched hand and kind of like do like a little toss, like
Yes,
Ramsey
yes,
toss,
yes.
you know?
It's a wrist motion, wrist motion.
I
wrist
love it.
motion,
What
yes,
I
yes.
need.
Yeah, tell me what you want to roll. I'll roll it. Cook check,
Roll for wrist motion.
survival.
Roll. I wish this was a time in where there was a cooking check.
Yeah, there's no nut on these.
Here's what I need. I need a dexterity check.
Dexterity
Add,
check.
And add yourself a +3 for being within my aura.
Oh, you're
check.
gonna walk on over with them?
Yeah, I'm with them. Yeah.
Checks or
Okay.
saves?
So just
Nice.
out of
Saves,
check.
saves.
out of curiosity, who is over with Carlton watching the nuts getting roasted?
Stay back a few feet.
Okay.
I can take
all
a
right.
dex.
Well, close enough that your aura, so like within
Well, his orders
15?
for saves, not checks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did, for sure.
Brimstone.
I think I'm still kind of curious. Like,
Alright.
I want to know how it's happening.
Would
so I'm
survival
kinda
be like
peeking
making
over.
sure I don't burn them?
No, I want a dexterity check.
All right. Ooh, wonderful. That's a great number. That great number is 9.
Excellent.
9.
You do this excellent job with the coconut, and it's this great plan, and you put it out there, and the jet of flame goes, and it is it's a fire hose of flame that just takes the coconut,
Oh my.
flings it and your javelin up into the air, back out of your hand. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
There you go. Add a +3 to that.
Yeah,
I
flurry.
want to do that.
So that's 15, 16, 17, 18, and then my dex is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Excellent. You see this coming a mile away and just deftly step to the side
Heads up.
as a giant javelin covered in broken and burnt pieces of peanuts goes poof, right next to you, almost beating you in the head. Meanwhile, the rest of you, who are standing within 10 feet of these flames, so I guess just the two of you, you take 5 points of fire damage.
That's fine.
So aura of the Guardian. So you don't take it, I take it instead.
You sure?
So that your
Aura
kind
of
of
the Guardian.
wounds appear and then just instantly disappear when you notice that Dennis is looking slightly more worse for wear.
I was gonna say, I turn around and it's just like all my hair is shot upward, and then like I'm completely covered in soot, and I went, yep, we're good, we're cooked,
Oh,
Travancore, you notice that...
and no eyebrows.
Nope. Travancore, you notice that Shadow kind of sees all this happen and goes, and he seems interested and curious.
But
It's
the good
okay,
thing
buddy,
is
it's
now
not your
the
fire.
Nuts are burnt. We might have a winner in the taste test. We may have fixed the results.
The problem is now
true,
that all
that's
of the
true.
nuts have gone flying in the air, there's like pieces of nuts all scattered all over the place. It just spilled all the nuts everywhere. So unless you want to pick them out of the
well,
dirt,
nuts.
Way to bust a nut, guys.
this is my life. This is my life. Welcome
Jonathan
to
the
Dungeon
Magic
Drunks.
Muscular appreciates that.
Hey, you
have I
miss
mentioned
100% of the shots you don't take.
We are not a family-friendly podcast. Thank you for joining us. What would you like to do with these nuts?
I'd like to cut them gently as I carry them over.
I'll
do we have
collect
any
a
left?
few.
Do we have
Yeah,
any
I'll
left?
collect a few on the way
Collect
back.
a
Bring them over to Jonathan the Magic Muscular. He can clean those nuts.
I would. Well, first, if you're gonna pick the nuts out of the dirt, I need perception checks from all three of you.
Bucks goes to help.
Sure, give me a perception check for
Natural
Bucks.
20.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Travancore, you get none of this?
18 for my nut check.
Oof. Yeah, a 4.
11.
Okay, and
Muttering as she's picking up nuts.
Flurry?
Natural
Oh, you
20.
got the natural 20. Okay. Flurry sees where all of them go. You just, it's like you have peanut radar.
Nobody move.
You know where they all are. It's like you've dropped a contact.
Exactly. Nobody move.
Because you are able to direct everybody else, thanks to your natural 20, you're able to collect all of the nuts very quickly. Deliver them unto Jonathan, and you were going to.
I use prestidigitation to just dust them off.
Perfect. Perfect.
And
Barnabas,
then-
we've been through it. Bit of trouble.
It was very funny.
Oh, hand them to
well,
Travancore,
actually.
and then he will deliver them for the taste test.
I accept delivery of the nuts, and I step aside, properly do the whole back and forth thing so that there's nuts from each in each hand of mine so that he doesn't know which one's which.
Okay, here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
Choose.
I want you to tell Lauren the DM, which nuts you're giving me, and I'm going to roll to see which Barnabas likes more, but he won't know which they are. So what are you giving him first?
Wizard roasted
Nut
Okay.
challenge.
and hell roasted.
Oh, definitely the second one. The second one was just had that cayenne flavor that you can only get in Avernus. It was so nice.
But now we know.
Now we know.
Now we
Avernus
know.
roasted
And
nuts. It could be a delicacy in Faerun.
it
Really.
could.
I mean,
It
really.
would be so nice. Oh, and you can kind of get that smell, especially if you don't have any flesh on the front of your face. You can get that. Oh, that's so nice.
Well, we can open up a little. We can get you a little cart in Baldur's Deep called Barnabas's Nuts. You can sell them on the streets in Baldur's Gate.
As you're talking about that, one of these giant hornets comes on over and like
Oh, no.
nudges the flame skull a little bit, and you hear it. And Barnabas cocks his head, which is all he has. Oh dear! I need everybody to roll perception checks,
Animals too?
if they would like.
Ooh, natural 20.
Hey!
Everybody drink. Your water.
Two drinks of water.
Water.
Plus 1 bottle of something in Infernal. I'm assuming hydration.
You never know in Infernal, though. All right, so we had... So anyone
Full
who's...
damning.
Let me just make this easy. Anyone who's rolled over a 15, you hear the distinct sound
Dirty 20.
of feet. And then you hear more feet. And then you hear like a swarm of feet. And you hear Barnabas go, well, dash it all, we've spent too long and now the swarm is coming. Let's do this quick, 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 quick. Give me the nuts, give me the nuts, give me the nuts, give me the
hand
nuts.
over the
Here's your
nuts.
nuts.
Give us the amulet.
But
Give
no,
us the
no,
amulet. Give us the amulet.
So are we swapping the real one for the... Sorry, the...
For the thing, yes, we're going to do this now. Don't you hear them coming? I don't
No,
want to be
one
here when they come.
One hand.
Sorry, hear what? I
So this-
didn't hear anything.
This
Trust
one
us,
wasp.
trust us, Dennis.
So one wasp comes up to Dennis to take the nuts, while another one comes up to you to hand off the amulet.
Fantastic.
And the exchange happens without a problem, and then Barnabas says, yes, well, this has been very nice and everything, but I can fly, goodbye. And you watch as he and the other two hornets start to rise into the air as from the distance, all of you who got a 15 or over start to see. They're small. They look like chickens without any feathers, but these horrible giant gaping mouths on the front that open like starfish into multiple teeth. And you see them, you see one, you see one come over the ridge and go, and this little tongue snakes out and then like curls out onto the ground and just wiggles around. And then there's a second one, and then there's 5 of them, and then there's 20 of them, and then there's hundreds. What do you do?
Plane ship, plane ship, plane ship, plane ship, plane ship, plane ship, plane ship.
Okay.
Amulet, amulet, amulet.
You
Jonathan
need,
the Magimuscular is horrified. And we just fought mind flayers, and he's fucking horrified.
they start to run at you.
And we will start running.
Okay, gather. As we run, let's gather up, and I'll see if I can figure this out.
No, everyone, stop! I have another spell.
Okay?
So...
Do you stop as he says this?
Nope.
No.
No, come back, you have to be
Walk
near
and
me.
talk, walk and talk,
Okay,
walk and talk.
walk and talk.
No, I
Tell
can't.
us what you have.
Right, I'm gonna make a magic circle.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
holy
Swarm of hundreds of abyssal chickens are running towards you at top speed. Their gaping mouths open, ready to tear your flesh to pieces. They are mere, like, 30 seconds away. What are you
Oh
casting?
no, we need a minute. This is a minute casting time, we can't do it. No, everyone run. Go.
We're all right.
Dennis has this moment where he's like, I can do this, I can do this.
you can't.
That's not enough time, and you book it?
Yeah.
All right, I need athletics or acrobatics checks from everybody.
It's like when I was 10 again, I was chased by that chicken.
While we're running, can I do something while we're running?
Tell me, well, give me your checks first, and then you can tell me.
I'm gonna rage because
thank
these
you,
chickens
Lord.
are very disturbing,
That makes it
and I will
22.
have advantage on that athletics check. And of course, 19 and
It's not good.
plus 4.
It's not good.
Oh,
Abyssal
no.
Chickens is our bare naked ladies.
Oh, poor
cover band.
Shadow.
And above you, you see Barnabas and these two flying giant hornets, and Barnabas is like, goodbye, good luck, I don't want to have to deal with them, goodbye.
Goodbye. And in speech of the woods to the hornets, goodbye, and thanks for not eating us. Thanks.
All right, so tell me if you did an athletics or an acrobatics, and let's go down the line.
Jonathan the Magimuscular gets a 13 athletics, and then Bucks, unfortunately, gets an acrobatics of 6.
Okay, but fortunately he's flying, so he's got a little bit of advantage. Carlton with the rage.
athletics of 28.
Okay, and Flurry
13.
and
Athletics.
Athletics.
Right?
Either one is fine.
Acrobatics is 16.
Okay, yeah, you get to
that.
choose. This is
Alright.
basically,
Great.
are you running with your strength, or are you dodging and nimbly jumping with your
I
athletics?
am
Duck and
elfily, elegantly dodging, duck and weave, yeah.
Okay, Shadow and Travancore?
Travancore got a 22 on his acrobatics check. Shadow got a 7 on his athletics.
Oh no. Okay, and Dennis.
So Dennis
on,
gets a
come
plus
on,
8
Bear.
to athletics, and he got a 12 total. So he's running and throwing peanuts behind him, but he goes, no!
Wait a second, I thought you gave the
I
peanut.
think, but there was still
It's
some
5
left,
pounds
just the
worth.
ones that were
you
left
just,
over,
just
yeah.
what you had left over.
A
Okay,
lot.
you're throwing
like
the
5
peanuts.
pounds of
What was it that
peanuts.
you want to do? He's raging.
I want to take,
Stampeding chickens behind you.
I can't read that fast. I'm going to take this figurine out of my bag, and it's a golden lion.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw it up in the air behind me, and that becomes 2 big, giant lions. 2 huge, large lions. Yeah, yeah.
And what are you telling the lions to do? Shadow is super impressed.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just buy us time. Buy us time. Guard us, and they're going to go
Engage the chickens.
lunch. Yeah,
Okay.
engage the chickens.
Excellent. You're raging. Was there something you want to do?
You know what? Seeing that, Travancore is actually going to cast Conjure Animals, and he's going to send out everyone's favorite 8 fey goats. And they're going to run like the charge of the Light Brigade into the abyssal chickens.
You're not going to milk them this time.
No time.
No,
Oh,
time.
they're going to get milked.
Okay.
I turn around and I salute the goats.
8 goats
Godspeed.
and 2 lions appear. Jonathan, what are you doing?
Jonathan is going to try and figure out the amulet because he's been working on plane shift, but he hasn't actually done one before. So he is like, okay, do I need Jonathan the Magic Muscular? Does he need to just press this? How close does everyone need together? I guess he can make an Arcana check.
I would love an Arcana check.
All right.
Arcana.
All right. Well, that's going to be a 28.
Excellent. You think you just attune to it, and then you can cast Plane Shift. But you know that attuning takes an hour, and that's a horde of abyssal chickens. You think you can probably get it to activate, but you're afraid you might break it if you don't attune to it first.
Okay. Good news, bad news. One,
As you're running.
I can attune to this, but it would take an hour, and we don't have an hour. The other option is I can try to just use it, but I might break it.
I need to know the lions. So they're attacking. They probably have a decent AC. They probably have a decent attack. The goats are goats.
Yeah.
There's a moment where it looks like one of the goats is going to survive. The goats basically form a line and run into this horde of chickens.
That's fucking epic.
It's kind of epic, especially the ones that you summon that actually do have like ram horns. And there's a moment in where some of them plow through the chickens, and you watch as chickens go, rah, 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 and then the swarm overwhelms them. And it's like something out of Day of the Dead, and where they all just devour on top of these poor fey goats. And as your fey goats momentarily distract the swarm, but end up back in the Feywild only moments after they've been summoned, what do you say to them?
Best performance ever.
Okay.
Travancore has it in his mind that every time he summons fey animals, that they're an acting troupe of fey spirits who are method actors who commit to the role. So he imagined in his mind, whether they actually said it or not, them saying things like, acting!
This is hurting. I need you to make a persuasion check for your peanuts.
For what, sorry?
Well, you threw the peanuts.
Okay.
Don't.
It's a beautiful phrase.
Listen,
It's
we
that
have
kind of
gone
night.
down this road for an hour now.
So
How
Stay
compelling
with
are
me.
your peanuts?
How compelling.
Peanuts, I get it.
Peanuts. Your delicious,
How good are these nuts?
hellfire roasted peanuts.
They are 16 good.
Excellent. The next line that gets past the Fey goats are momentarily distracted by your delicious smelling legumes. And jump on top to devour them. And some of them get like dirt and rocks in their teeth, and then the swarm overwhelms them. Tell me about your lions.
They have Bite, Claw, and Bash. They
Okay.
can rush. So they are going to absolutely see these chickens, know that they're guardians of mine, and just roar.
Nice.
But I'm sure they'll get. I expect them to get overwhelmed, but they will go down mightily, taking chickens in their teeth and ripping them to shreds. Feathers will fly a little bit until their last roar.
They are featherless, which is part of the appeal. They are. You ever see those hairless cats?
Yeah.
Imagine that except a chicken.
With a horrible,
Demonic-
alien mouth.
Giant mod
Oh.
sphinx chickens.
Yep, no feathers. Okay,
Yeah.
I need you to roll. Do the lions get multi-attack, or do they just get a single attack?
They get a single attack.
Give me an attack
well,
from
each
both.
get an attack, but
Give me 2 attacks from each of them. So give me 4 attack rolls. Jonathan, because of your friends delaying the
13,
chickens, you are
16.
able to like jog instead of run for a second. Give me another Arcana check.
All right.
16.
13, 16. Oh, sorry. 12. And 7. 7.
So, the first 3, the swipe and the bite, and then the second lion goes in for another bite, and chicken is for dinner for a brief moment. That final claw comes down on nothing as the swarm overwhelms them. And you watch, even though they're able to hold the swarm back for a moment, as they get overwhelmed, there's this brief pause as they leave what are now the skeletons of these goats that have gone into another place.
Wow.
They overwhelm the peanuts very quickly. They swarm over the lions, and it's taking them a little longer to get to the lions, but the lions go down swinging. It's kind of epic. What'd you roll on your Arcana?
19.
19. Yeah, you think if you had 6 seconds and everybody within 30 feet of you, you could activate it. But you need somewhere to go. You have to figure out where you need to go, and you don't have any of the stuff that you normally need to plane shift.
Okay.
So you need to figure out where you need to go.
Okay. So, Jonathan, like I need to figure out where to go, like in hell to plane shift away, or where we're going to.
What
Destination?
what plane you're shifting to? Because usually you have an idea of where to go. So you need to pick a location. You know that it needs to be somewhere that you can get all these people to.
Well, our pocket house is in a dimension, right? In a
Kind
plane?
of, but you would either need to activate your pocket house or you need to activate this thing. You could use the plane shift to do it, but you need to pick me a specific location to bring everybody to. While you're thinking about that, Carlton, what are you doing?
Is it a line of chickens, or is there like one chicken that's like ahead of the group that I might be able to grab?
Roll a perception check.
You're going for super mega chicken?
So perception will be a 17.
There are a few that are faster than the others. There's none that are larger. I mean, they're.
I don't want to be. I want to be able to grab one that's at the head and not get overwhelmed. So I feel like that might be a possibility.
That's a possibility. It's going to be rough. The ones that are at the head are only maybe about 10 feet ahead of their fellows. And if this goes wrong,
might want these.
you can
It's
try
not
to,
worth it.
You can try to grab
worth it.
one,
It's
but
not worth it. Jonathan the Magic Muscular agrees that the Watchful Order would very much appreciate a live hell chicken.
as you're having this discussion, and they're getting closer.
But no, let's. It's not worth Carlton tanks. You're way more important. So let's go.
So what else are you doing?
I want to look for if when if something's falling towards you, it's always really bad to run in a straight line. So
This is
I want to see.
true.
I want to kind of as we're running, kind of give a perception if there's somewhere we can hide. If there's a little pocket or something that we might be able to duck into, or barricade, like a cave or something.
I love it. Give me a survival check.
Ooh, survival. That's great. So that'll be a 24.
There's nowhere within sight that you can duck into, but you see the path you need to take to stay ahead of these things. And so you can take the lead and lead everybody, and as
All right,
long
guys.
as nothing goes horrible,
This way. Follow me.
Right.
And we don't have a tiny hut to hide into, right?
No, we do not.
Okay.
Not yet.
so you're leading the pack as you're ducking and dodging between corpses and giant rock formations
sorry.
and more of these weird giant mechanical apparatus, and just one guy standing on the side of this trench that you're running down. He's like, "Hey, what's going on? Ah, chickens!" And he just gets overwhelmed with the chickens.
Sorry, buddy.
What about the rest of you three? Is there any last minute things you're gonna do?
Yes.
What?
I
Give
would
me.
like to, over my shoulder, I'm gonna have my hands are gonna sort of get a little glowy violet aura, and I'm gonna cast spike growth behind us.
Excellent. It's a save,
Nice.
right?
What?
It's a save to not get restrained, I believe.
It is a I don't remember.
And here's the trick, fellow DMs. Just ask your players to tell you what you need to do, because there's too many things to remember everything.
I think it's just damage.
Well, I know they'll take damage, but I think there's a save to avoid being
Come
restrained.
on, D&D Beyond.
D&D
Beyond.
Beyond. Thank you, everybody.
There's no save. Wait, against your spell save DC. Spell save DC.
Well, no, they recognize it as hazardous. Otherwise, it's just difficult terrain, and they take 2d4 piercing for every 5 feet they travel.
Oh.
So it's 20 feet of spikes,
Okay.
2d4 for every 5, and they have to make a perception check to kind of avoid it.
Okay, roll the damages. All of the chickens are going to continue to run through your spikes.
For
All
20
right, so
feet?
20 feet.
For
so that'd
yeah,
be
it's not going to be like the
2d4.
whole. It's not going to be the whole
8d4.
horde, but it's going to be a good chunk of them. They're going to just eat that
8d4.
damage.
Here, I've got some D4s.
all the D4s.
Every D4.
Do you need any
It's like a
more?
magic force. It's like a magic missile of
Here,
spike
I
growth
only got-
going on
let me
here.
see if I
Here's
got any
3.
more.
Everybody pitch in.
Yeah.
I got 2 more.
4,
D4. I got
5, 6, 7, 8.
There we go.
9, 10, 11. Woohoo! 12, 13, 14, 15.
all out.
16, 17, 18, 19. 20. That's 8.
Okay.
Yes, no, that's 7.
7, 8. When another one. One more.
Okay. A few dozen of these horrible creatures end up spiked on top of your plants. They grow out of the ground, and they're not going to last a while. Like, even as your spike growth appears, they're immediately set aflame just by being in this horrible place.
Flaming spikes is awesome.
Flaming spikes is awesome, and now you have multiple abyssal grilled chickens on flaming spikes. And it does slow them down a lot as a whole chunk of this horde just comes to it.
All of a sudden, the smell of barbecue starts.
Oh, it smells delicious.
No,
now.
it smells horrible. No,
Brimstone
nothing about
barbecue.
these
Bill's
abyssal
brimstone
chickens
and
is
sulfur
good.
barbecue.
Yeah.
Even
Toxic,
Shadow would not
demonic.
eat these chickens. Okay, and how about the two of you? Any last moment?
I'm gonna cast lightning arrow as a bonus action, and I'm gonna shoot an arrow into the horde of chickens.
Would you please roll an attack on the horde of chickens?
You got it. Well, that is going to be it's 19 on the die. I should know what my thing is by now, but everything is mixed up.
That's all right. 19 definitely hits.
Okay, good enough.
Go ahead and roll damage. That includes lightning damage.
The lightning arrow. So what happens is, since they actually have to make a dexterity saving throw. So
These aren't mine.
So your arrow's going to go through multiple chickens, but half of them kind of succeeded.
okay, so there's like a half. If half of them succeed, let's see, it's 2 die 8 lightning damage on the attack. So
So give me the full everything, and I'll split it. You
Oh,
get
okay.
the sense that while these are horrible
then
chickens,
it's 4 die 8 for if it's a success.
Okay.
So I'll just roll 4 at a time then. But
yeah,
8.
just go for it. Just give
Hang
me.
on. Get some
Eight.
8-sided die from peoples.
So what's...
What do you need?
These guys, 8-sided dice. Just 4 of them should do.
10.
Yeah, you get the sense.
It's a collaborative sport. I love
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
You get the sense after watching her spike growth that these things, while horrible, are not necessarily the most hardy.
It's going to be 16 damage.
Your lightning arrow shoots through this horde, and multiple chickens just go like popcorn, except
Ooh, popcorn
with
chicken,
abyssal meat. Just like sinew and talons flying everywhere. A couple of them manage to dodge most of the lightning, but are quickly and fall on over. And finally,
So
Abyssal meat
Dennis
popcorn
reaches
is
up to
good.
his neck and he removes the glowing crystal and holds it above his head. And although he's still technically wearing it, he seems to lose some of his vitality, and he seems to look, as his whole body suits his face more for a moment. And you get the impression that the magical aura from this crystal is providing him with this godlike countenance. And he holds up and just turns around and goes, "Demons, bow before the god of knowledge!" And this hypnotic pattern bursts across them. So in a 30-foot cube, they all need to make a DC 15 wisdom save. And they're hypnotized, their speed is reduced to 0, and they can't act.
okay,
Chicken wisdom.
super wise chickens.
You sound like you've tricked them.
And
That
I
you're an
can
expert in
imagine.
bird law.
So
eat
most
their
of
own.
them, not the whole horde, but once again, like the immediate ones behind you that are right on your heels, as Carlton is leading you through, hopefully to safety. A bunch of them skid to a halt and go, and their large tongues loll out of their mouths onto the dirt, and you see them kind of cock their heads, and then they are quickly overwhelmed about 10 seconds later by the ones behind them that weren't in the cube that just devour them as they continue to run through. So you manage to basically distract a whole horde of them, as some of them have given into your hypnotic pattern and some of them have given in to the ones who've given into your hypnotic pattern. Carlton is leading to safety. Jonathan, I would like you to roll a history check.
All right.
And then I would like you to roll a religion check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Perfect.
Start off, so
Drink.
that's going to be 29.
All right.
And then, let's see. So that was history. So this is going to be religion. Not as good, but 14.
You take a moment as you're running behind Carlton with this amulet, and you figured out how to use it instantly, but you need a place to go. And you're thinking about your pocket house, and you're thinking about all these other places, and then something in the back of your head whispers to you, and you hear Bernie's voice in your head. You hear your cleric, who is not here, who got left behind. You had this vision of her doing something to the portal as you all got sucked through and met these new friends in Avernus. And you hear Bernie say, "I'm holding the door open for you guys." And you realize you have a connection to her. You can use this to bring you all back to her. She's your divining rod.
I got, guys, I've got it. Jonathan the Magic Muscular has this. Yeah, everyone, gather up.
Yep.
And I'm going to, with Bernie in his mind, Jonathan the Magic Muscular is going to grasp the amulet and pray to Bay and try to tell Bernie, we're coming back, and yeah, we're going to try and cast plane shift.
Okay, so are you all going to stop and
Yeah.
Okay, because you're pretty sure if you stop now and this doesn't work, the chickens are coming. All
do
right.
it.
Here,
On to the cards.
I will
Let's
I
do this.
believe in you.
I need Jonathan to make
grab hands. I will
an
grab
intelligence
Davenport's
check.
hand, grab
An
Dennis's
intelligence
hand.
check.
an intelligence
hands?
check, please.
Oh, hell yeah!
Okay,
All right,
here we go.
18
Where are you trying to go exactly?
to Bernie.
Okay. You close your eyes, you grasp this amulet in your hands, and you use the might of your magic to cast plane shift. It crumbles in your hands as all of your visions go white. And there's this quiet moment as just before the horde of chickens hits you, they all go, and then you reappear, and it's quiet and dark, and it's kind of cold. And 3 of you and your animal companions recognize caves deep under the Moonshay Isles. And you hear a familiar voice nearby of your cleric, Bernie, going, "What took you so long?"
We have had a day.
And in your hand is the remains of this amulet, as you were able to cast it the once, but now it is nothing but dust.
Jonathan the Magic Muscular is going to put this in one of his. He's going to find an empty spell component pouch, and he's going to put it in there, and he's just going to be like, "Okay, remember that when you enter the weave to go this way, and then make your mind do this flip. Okay, this is going to be really useful later, but I don't think I can do that again."
Meanwhile, the 2 of you show up, and it looks like you're just in a cave. And while there's no chickens around, it seems pretty safe. There's a gnome off on the side, standing next to a giant mastiff that's almost as large as she is. She looks perturbed.
So Dennis goes over and puts out his hand and goes,
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Dennis Candle, like the keep.
"Hi, Bernie. Bernice Q. Burns. I am a cleric of Bay."
Wow, I've always wanted to meet a cleric of Bay.
"I've not even really heard of you, but sure."
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Chosen of God of Knowledge. I work in Candlekeep. I'm one of those. Used to be a librarian, and it's just so lovely to meet you.
"Did you go to hell and find new friends?"
Yeah,
Yep.
looks that way.
No, they're not new friends. They're just acquaintances.
Well,
Nobody can replace you, Bernie. Nobody can replace you.
Listen, they can be friends without replacing me, Carlton. That's okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
then yes, they're new friends.
I was gonna say, when you get to know me, I'm lovely.
Listen, Bernie.
my
Jonathan
health
the Magic
friends?
Muscular and everyone else would not have gotten out of hell without these folks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Welcome, and thank you, I guess you were the ticket out as well, so thank you so much. Fleury, Tenebros, nice to meet you. Also cleric of other deities.
Why do you all smell like hell?
I know, it's horrible, isn't it? I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
hell smells like ass. It's gross.
Ah, that's bad. That's bad.
It also might be the peanuts.
I saw Tiamat.
It's a long story.
And
We
trace
did see
amounts of
Tiamat
Abyssal chicken.
briefly. Oh, that was awful.
Abyssal chicken popcorn.
Oh, there's so much abyssal chicken.
What
Yeah.
were you all doing in hell?
We got pulled there. We after we killed the Abishai, we saw Tiamat. We saw a portal.
Well,
we
yeah,
saw
I remember
King
that.
Dale.
I'm talking about these 2 new people that you know.
Oh, well, we were on a mission. The details of which you're going to have to remind me, Lauren.
The details of which you're a little nervous about telling people about, but you're pretty happy to be back in what you can only assume is Faerun, and you're pretty sure that you're probably going to have to check in with a couple of people, maybe go to Baldur's Gate and check in with a few people.
Of course. Where are we? Because as lovely as this cave is and how it's not hell, really good, you've spot on there. It's still, I mean, it's not the greatest, is it? I mean, it's a cave and
We're
it's
in the
cold.
Moonshades.
The where, sorry?
The Moonshades.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have always wanted to go here.
Well, consider
course.
yourself on
Scared
vacation.
less.
Well, I have a job to do. Well, we have a job to do, don't we? We have a thing, but maybe we can come back and have
it their
a...
vacation days and
remember,
your benefit package?
it's fuzzy.
Um,
Lots of
no,
brimstone.
not
I'm
really,
a bit
no.
dizzy. Smoky. Smoky there.
I mean, lovely to be back and all, but yeah,
Yes,
we
lovely.
need to move on. So, how far is it from here to Baldur's Gate? It's been a while since
Across
I've
the
seen-
ocean.
Across the ocean
Oh.
and then south of it, right? South of it.
Yep.
I think
Oh,
south.
dear,
Baldur's Gate is
okay.
South of Watergate.
And as we pull back on the scene of all of you like pulling out maps and checking
think,
different and be like,
Oh, right
wait,
over
do you
here,
think from
and
here,
then-
like,
yeah.
and you know, still like drenched in sweat
Carlton's
and
still covered in soot.
yeah,
No
covered
Soot,
in
a little bit of arcane smoke and soot.
yeah, still
peanuts.
little wispies coming off of you. Shadow just like trying to shake out all of the infernal dust out of his fur. Bucks comes over, flies over to you, lands on your shoulder, and goes, and you see a tiny little chicken bone.
Bucks, where did you get that?
And that's our game
Wow.
for this D&D Live. I hope you all enjoyed our little adventure. Thank you to all of our players. Thank you so much to my guests. That was amazing.
Our pleasure.
Joe, why don't you talk about how we roll for just a moment, and I'll talk about Dungeon Drunks.
Fantastic. So, how we roll, we are a Dungeons & Dragons and Call of Cthulhu podcast. We currently have 2 campaigns. We have a ongoing Curse of Strahd campaign. It's been going on for about 50 episodes, and we are also playing the Pulp Cthulhu Two-Headed Serpent campaign with its writer, Scott Dorward, as Keeper of Unknown
He's our
Lore.
keeper. He's
So
amazing.
definitely check it out.
Excellent. And so the rest of us are Dungeon Drunks. You can find us wherever Dungeon Drunks are sold on podcasts. We love you, Jules, and we miss you, and we wish you were here. And definitely check us out at Dungeon Drunks on Twitter. And thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh,
And-
yeah.
And that's our game. You Escape from Hell. Yay!
And there was much rejoicing.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We're done.
Bye. Thanks so much.
D&D Live.
D&D.
D&D.
Dungeon Drunks.
Dungeon Drunks.
Dungeon Drunks.
Let's go drink. Let's go drink. Let's go drink. Let's go drink.
We're in hell. Escape from hell.
Escape from hell. Escape from hell.
Done.